This is the last time I would be addressing Gino ever. He was already with someone, I was not aware of it. Her name is Natalie, she's from Vegas. By the time we came back from couples therapy, he then broke it up with her. Then he dated 2 Brazilian ladies, broke up with them. Then started dating Kelly. So far, I believe they broke up because he body shamed her and online cheated on her. These are at least the ones I'm aware of. I'm not the one filming Single Life as people are stating. I'm heartbroken. Her husband is just an act. He has never given 2 poops about me ever. So she's saying that right now the video, there's a clip that's going around of Jasmine being a part of the Single Life and coming across rather violent. Jasmine is saying that it's not actually her, that is somebody else. Interesting. She further on moves on by saying the only reason we didn't want / need me in his life any longer was because I got my green card and he wouldn't get paid twice as much as usual, only his part on TV. So obviously this is her referring to the fact that she said that Gino before would get paid by the show and never give her half, but now she's got a green card, the show now gives her pay. So she's saying that Gino has pretty much gone into a single life and found other women from other countries to go on it with him, so he benefits from getting the full payment and taking it away from them the same way he did with her. Interesting accusation there, interesting. Continues by saying he accepting the open marriage was just his strategy to blame me, as usual, and play his usual role as the innocent nerdy guy who was taken advantage of. Yeah, I mean, listen, I could agree with that perspective, but at the same time, you're still the one that brought up the idea. And you bought the idea so you could be with Matt. Like, let's not forget that, because why are you with Matt? And why did you have a child with Matt? You know what I'm saying? Because one of the rules was don't get emotionally involved, and if you did, you walk away. Clearly you didn't. And use protection. Clearly you didn't. So, yeah, interesting. She continues by saying a 56-year-old man who has done it to multiple women in the past, justice will be served. Now, to be fair, there is truth behind that because it has been reported that Gino has done this multiple times before to other women. Now, it does say, all I'm up to is to bring my child to America, to have my baby and continue to work hard to support my family. Matt is just a support system given the circumstances and a good friend. I don't have the mental energy for anything else, and it would take 3 lifetimes to ever trust men again. Interesting. So she's had a baby with Matt, but her and Matt aren't even a couple. Fascinating. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know how that makes things look any better for herself. You could argue and say it actually makes things look worse because she's gone off now and got pregnant and had unprotected sex that she was supposed to have with a guy that she wasn't actually going to build a future with. That is interesting. That changes a lot of things because that then goes back to what Rob was saying. Rob said that, hey, you just want an excuse to sleep with Matt. You just want an excuse to cheat on Gino. And, well, if you're telling me that she ended up not using protection and ended up getting closer to Matt with it, despite the fact that them two actually, didn't actually become an item, that's nasty work. You'd have thought because Matt is just a support system or just a friend or whatever, you would have thought that she would have, continued using protection, because why would you want to have a child with someone that's not your man? You see what I'm saying? I mean, at the age that she's at, you'd think she should be having a child with someone that's actually a man, given the fact that she was refusing to have a child with Gino, for said reasons. So, yeah, I don't see how this statement here has made things any better for herself. The way I look at it, the more she talks, the worse it gets. The best thing Jasmine can do is just stay silent at this point, because this one right here is nuts. Because the fact that she's even said Matt is just a support system is crazy. It's crazy because we know that Gino was just a support system. Does Jasmine even have the capacity to actually have a relationship with a guy on a real emotional level? Or does every guy in her life have to be some form of support system? Dane was giving her money. Gino was giving her money. Matt now is a support system. Whether that be giving her money or just being a father to the unborn child, I don't know. But either way, support system is a very big trend. And also, Dane was also a good friend. Gino just happened to not end up being a good friend. What the hell is going on here? This is strange. And also, when it comes to her talking about she's all up for bringing my children to America, I mean, there's a lot of people who were saying that That's not possible, purely because she doesn't even have custody of her children. So how is she meant to bring them from Panama to the USA if she doesn't have custody over them? Which is a very good question. So please do let me know your thoughts on that one. And then also on top of that, to say that it would take me three lifetimes to ever trust someone, in brackets men again. Why would you then get pregnant with a man if you don't trust the man? Because really and truly, if you get pregnant, or like by choice, should we say, or you decide to have sex unprotected by choice, which obviously has the result of pregnancy, you would do that with somebody that you trust. And the way she has spoken about Matt, she's spoken about him as if she can trust him to always be there for her. So it's very contradictory. But either way though, why would you put in this position when you're literally near the age of 40 years of age to be pregnant with a man if you don't even trust him? Again, but it's interesting. So she trusts him to be a support system, trusts him to be a good friend, but you don't trust to be with him. That is weird. That is very weird. Bringing in a child into a world where you don't even trust the person you had a child with. Yeah, okay, cool stuff. Anyway, she continues by saying, now I hope you understand. I just want to focus on reinventing myself and reuniting with my children. I have nothing to hide. Once the baby is born, I will share the news with you here. Once again, I didn't want to share it during the tell-all because it was such a hostile environment. I was scared, nervous, and afraid. Anyway, I love you all. I mean, listen, do what you will with that, with this one itself in particular, because damn, all I've read is a bunch of waffle. Nothing but a waffle, because at the end of the day, she hasn't really said anything that's really like, oh my god, I can't believe, all she's really, in my opinion, has said things that's basically proved her intentions and who she is more and more and more, personally, myself in particular, because in this one here, she talks about reinventing herself and reuniting with her kids. The way I look at it, the only way you're going to reunite your kids is if you actually move back to Panama. I mean, if you wanted to do ASAP, going back to Panama would be the one. Plus, she got the green card now anyway, so isn't she free to travel to another country and still be able to come back to the US as well? So, yeah, why don't you... In fact, the fact that she's got a green card now, shouldn't she now, once the baby is born, shouldn't she now start making trips back to Panama to see her kids until she's able to maybe somehow miraculously bring them to the US, rather than staying in the US and hoping they'll come and join her at some point? Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm curious to see if that's something that she ends up doing, because then that will kind of show us that maybe she is serious about this whole child thing, in terms of trying to bring them to the USA in some way, But anyway, talking about, I didn't want to share this during the tell-all because it's just a hostile environment, as if she's the one that didn't create the environment. Or didn't at least escalate the environment. You know what I mean? You were scared and nervous and very afraid. I mean, listen, you looked like you was ready. You looked like you was calculated to me. You was ready with like receipts against, well, not receipts, but with information against Rob. Sadly for you, the information on Rob was like 2017, so it wasn't even relevant. Some people going as far as saying that what she was saying was homophobic, but hey ho. Nonetheless though, Gino did respond, okay, and he came out with a very interesting post himself in particular. But you know what, let me get a little cheeky zoom in on this one. So with this one itself in particular here, Gino puts down, my response to additional lies posted in Jasmine's story. Okay, and he comes up by saying Jasmine is back to lying once again and trying to make me look bad, trying to cover up her huge betrayal everyone witnessed during the Last Resort show. Typical Jasmine style. 100. This will all come out over time. Promise. I never was speaking with any women or had any kind of relationship with women while Jasmine and I were together, as she claims. 100% facts, he says. Interesting. I was always fully committed to Jasmine. Jasmine, while we were together, I've only spoken to our pursued women after our separation. Please show the proof of all these lies, Jasmine. I will provide all the evidence and receipts once my NDA expires and look forward to it. Please stop the chronic lying, Jasmine, to try and save yourself from what you've done to me. You know the truth as well as God. It's interesting because, first and foremost, Gino, when does the NDA end? Because his NDA could end probably next year. Because remember, he's been filming for The Single Life, and that is still yet to air. And I don't know if that's airing this year. It should air at some point this year. But But then even after that airs anyway, like your NDA, from my understanding, doesn't always end. It doesn't necessarily end when the season ends you're on. It can still end like within a few months after that. So basically the point is this. Like, we have to wait for a whole season of the single life to come out first. Then he's gonna give us DMs, receipts regarding Jasmine. But by then, their whole little situation might have died down. We might have all bloody forgotten about it. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I guess at the time, if he brings it back up, then it will still be kind of relevant to us, I guess, because we want to know. But at the same time, why not drop the DMs or drop the receipts now while the topic is hot? You know what I mean? Forget the NDA. Let's be real. Let's be real. Like, these people need to stop talking about NDAs. Because the grand scheme of it is, so many of them have broken the NDAs and have faced no repercussions. So Gino, forget F the NDA, give us the receipts now. Is he afraid he's gonna lose his job? Oh man, diddums. Just do it now. Anyway, with that being said, but to be fair though, both Jasmine and Gino are coming out with this back and forth information to each other, but either one of them are dropping DMs. Not a single one of them have receipts. Not a single one of them has actually released any receipts. Both of them are just talking and talking and talking, and then they both claim that they will give us evidence at some point. Why are you talking if you have the evidence right now? You might as well talk when the evidence is here. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.